Today, I am going to review a paragliding video that ends in a huge crash that is absolutely the most triggering video I've ever analyzed on this channel. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm an elite paraglider with over 3,000 flight hours and multiple distance records, founder of the Paragliding Men's Group, where great pilots transform into greater men, partners, and fathers. Mastery in the sky begins with owning our shit on the ground, so if you're a man who wants it all, welcome home. Okay, guys. Hey, this is Ari in the Air. Welcome back to the channel. Stoked you're here. Today, I am reviewing this video that triggered me profoundly when I saw it for the first time. It made my heart beat out of my chest. Not because it was so scary, but because it resonated so closely to my own experience. So today we're going to go deep on this one into our souls. So to give you a little background on my own life, I'm the middle of three boys, and growing up, I think I struggled to feel really a deep approval from my father and my older brother, which created a pattern in my life where I would seek to impress men who I looked up to. And so I did more and more extravagant, spectacular stunts, becoming a professional skier, highliner, paraglide pilot. I just learned to love these things, and it created my life path. And so in this video today, those things are so relevant. So today I want to talk to you about your sense of belonging and why you paraglide and how you can use your social intelligence and your emotional intelligence as a way to fly way safer and ultimately feel more fulfilled from your flying career, get more reward from it. Okay. Let's watch this video one time and then we're going to dive into it. Okay. This is a launch called São Conrado. This is in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. This is a place I have launched my paraglider, and I was probably at a similar level to this guy. And it's very steep, slick AstroTurf. It's very crowded. There's lots of people. It's one of the most flown tandem sites on the planet. Very busy, lots of commotion. The pilot in question here, who I just want to start by saying that I have so much love and respect for, that he sent me this video. And I also I'm grateful for that. He told me that he is mostly a skydiver and that he's been paragliding for 12 years, but probably not that many hours, hundreds of hours. And he's wearing skydiving gloves and a skydiving helmet and launching a buzz from here. So let's push play and watch. He's also got music playing. That's something I notice. Launches. He's actually plucked here before he turns. So he loses heading control. Big inputs already. Takes a half wrap. Starts a bit of a spiral back towards the trees. Huge wingover. Takes a massive collapse. Doesn't catch it, control the heading, crashes into the ground. And then is like yelling and pretending that it was so fun to crash his paraglider when he's just like scared the living shit out of dozens of people on the launch who are now afraid that he's dead or injured, who are going to now scramble down this incredibly steep slope on vegetation to try to help him, as people do. So his laughter at the end of this is really triggering for me. It shows a emotional state that I do not think is healthy for the amount of responsibility that a person needs to take on a fatally dangerous action sport, especially in the midst of a bunch of onlookers, children, families. So we'll scroll it back here and we'll just take one pass at his technical errors. And then I want to talk to you about the emotional side of paragliding in general and this video. Okay. And like I said, I have so much love and respect for this guy. Thank you so much for sending this video so that we can learn from this. First of all, this is a really steep launch. It's not uncommon to get plucked in the way that he does right here. So I don't think that this is a horrible thing. He catches the glider. So like being plucked and launching in reverse, it's really not that big of a deal. He does lose a little bit of heading control here as he goes real close to the trees. You can see he's pretty close to the trees here on the left. That's all fine. And actually the technical mistakes are about to start. As you can see right here in this, he's holding the bottom of the brake toggle, which I like to say you're holding it like a base jumper, because in skydiving, you can just be what we, as a pejorative, we make a joke that you can be a toggle monkey, meaning on a skydiving canopy or a base jumping canopy, you can just be so rough with the toggles and the glider responds in kind. Here he's pulling a lot of brake and then he takes a wrap. So what's going to happen here on this big collapse on the wingover, if you think that he does a wingover to the right, then you're wrong, because he actually initiates a spiral to the right. So he does a wingover, that would have been a wingover, but he persists on the brake. Now he's turned a 180. He's put a lot of energy into the glider. Now he pulls a bunch of left brake, which throws him into a big wingover. Notice right hand, what's he doing? He's holding on to the riser. This is not how you do a wingover. If you were to do this size of wingover, look, he has no right outside brake pulled. When he sent me this video, he wrote, oh, there may have been some rotor. No. This is one of the reasons that I know that he's saving face here. This is a really important part of this. He's currently saving face. He's trying to pretend that he has more experience, or that there was factors in the crash outside of arrogance. So he's holding on to the riser. You need a bunch of outside brake here to do a big wingover. And what he did was he started a spiral and then did a wingover out of it. That's like inversion, you know? He's holding the riser. Glider completely collapses. Look at that. Spaghetti lines. He's starting to pull the brake now. Well, a day late and a dollar short, that's not going to do much. So what he needs to be doing now is pulling on the left brake, and he's not. He's actually pulling on the right brake, a little bit of left brake here as the glider reinflates back towards launch. Notice he's been flying for 8 seconds or something right here. And he swings under, and huge crash. Man, like the impact is just so gnarly. So if you look right here, this is raw granite, this big black spot. If he would have hit that, chances are he would either have shattered his back or be dead. But luckily he flies into the vegetation and lands directly on his harness protector, right? On his back protector into vegetation. Look at this frame. This is not a good frame. And this is not funny. Like, it's not fucking funny to crash in front of people. People don't understand why you don't want to crash in front of other people. Like, you can really traumatize people. I've dealt with paragliding fatalities myself. And as much as I want to give people the freedom to take as much risk as they can, as an emotionally mature man, I take my responsibility really seriously, that my decisions and accidents can affect other people's lives profoundly. Not just that they may not ever want to paraglide again, but like that they may not be able to sleep. Like, it's actually quite serious shit. So as he crashes and laughs and hollers, wow, surely the men who work there at Sao Conrado are going to scramble down the hill, afraid of the worst. This is really quite triggering for me. So as I say this, yeah, there's so much arrogance in this video. There's so much showing off. There's so much under experience that it's, like I said, triggering it. It upsets me, not because I'm mad at him. Like, I have a lot of love for him because I love myself. I love the like small and scared parts of myself that want to be impressive as a means to secure love and respect for myself from other people. And what I want to tell you today is that your brain has, let's just call it for ease of use, 2 stories, 2 floors. You have upstairs and downstairs. If you are in downstairs, you are in survival instinct, and it will keep you from making high-level executive decisions and considerations. So in paragliding, you could imagine that if you got really scared flying, that you're not in the best position to make assessments of the conditions, flying decisions, these kinds of things. And that's relatively obvious to people. But what I want to invite you to consider is that if you're in the downstairs of your brain on a low-level social sphere, like if you don't really feel content with your self-worth, who you are, where you are in your life, then you are going to be in a survival state, meaning that you are looking for approval, belonging, recognition from the outside. And because you're in that downstairs of your brain, you will struggle to make high-level conservative flying decisions, high-level functioning, like executing technical skills, like a technical launch here, like getting plucked right off of launch, showing that the high-level motor stuff is not happening as we scrub forward, seeing that right after you launch from a crowded launch, you try to initiate enormous acrobatic maneuvers that are way over your head is just another sign. Okay. And then And then here, not like to even start the acrobatic maneuvers is a huge mistake, but then to just blunder the acrobatic maneuvers so hard that you take a 70% collapse just in front of launch, crash into the trees, and then stick with the arrogance so hard that you continue to laugh and hoot and holler. It just shows that this person is operating in the downstairs of their brain, meaning that they are struggling to feel a deep sense of self-love and self-acceptance, a deep sense of belonging, that things are enough in their life, that they don't need to earn things, that they don't need to impress people, that they don't need to show off, that they don't need to posture, wear a mask, or pretend, right? That they are feeling like their life really fucking matters, that they want to take precautions to be safe and conservative. That's not what I'm seeing here. And that's what I want for myself. Like literally, like I come from this. Like this video is essentially me. And so when I watch it, it triggers me. It makes my heart race and it like gives me cringe and I feel embarrassment. And I also feel like this overwhelming sense of love and care for the small parts of this man that don't have the deep love and acceptance in his life that keep him from making really conservative flying decisions. So I don't know if there's any technical advice for this today, but this is all emotional. Like literally how you feel about yourself affects how you fly, brother. I cannot stress this enough. Like, why are you flying and what are you getting out of it? And what is the underlying thing? Because for me, it was like I needed acceptance from men in my life. I needed to do impressive things that were dangerous. So this is how I got into flying. This is how I got into highlining. So this has been my process the whole time. This has been my project. This is what paragliding has asked of me. This is what it has really like drawn into my life. This is what it has gifted me with the awareness of. So I invite you to consider all of these things. And I want to thank this guy once again. Like, thank you so much for sending this video. There's no harshness here. There's just only love and acceptance and awareness and just an encouragement for you to do the deep inner work that supports your paragliding and makes you ripe for paragliding to really support your inner state of being. Your life is worth way more than being impressive. Your life is worth way more than impressing some fucking people watching. Your life is worth way more than paragliding. It really is. It really is. So if you want to go deep on this kind of stuff, check out the Paragliding Men's Group. That's the realm that we can really dive into this stuff on together. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. I care about your life and your well-being. And I hope that you love yourself enough to be careful and to take yourself seriously enough to train your skills and to make conservative decisions and to fly safe and happy. Okay. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.